News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. Our number is 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Welcome to hour number 2. Were you the only one? Let me rephrase it. Was I the only one that was annoyed by this ridiculous, over-the-top, insane Kate Middleton stuff with cancer today? I hope that you agree. I'm not ever making light of somebody getting cancer. I'm not making fun of or belittling a royal member of the family getting cancer. It's just a matter, or anybody for that matter, but it's like, what is this crap? Did this not annoy the heck out of you that it was literally dominating like everything for most of our afternoon? It's just over the top. And look at all this stuff too. Like it was so stupid. Like it was the top of the fold on many of our I think all of our local television news stations. When I was checking, I check everything out there as much as I can throughout the day into the evening. But somewhere in that 4 o'clock hour, I think it was, or a little earlier, it was like on the top of the fold for every television station in DFW. The Dallas Morning News did not have it at the top, which I was like, good. I was shocked. It was annoying me. Again, I know it's a big deal, and it's been in the news. She's missing and stuff, but this is ridiculous. My gosh, you would think this is our president. Or his son, or I don't know, not a Dr. Jill. So I thought this really annoyed me. I'm going to be truthful with you. Second of all, look at these headlines, okay? Dramatic moment. CBS cuts away from March Madness coverage to broadcast Kate Middleton's statement revealing she has cancer. They cut away from the March Madness coverage. How many people were screaming at the television when that happened on CBS? Yes, producer Garrett. What? You thought what? You saw it live when it happened on what? You were watching March Madness? And you saw this. Did it make you mad? Don't lie to me. Okay, all right, but you think it's not interesting anymore anyways, but did it annoy you at all? I mean, you were watching something. I guess you don't, Yeah. I don't know, I just think it's like, my gosh, you think somebody's dead here. You think somebody's been assassinated, you know what I mean? And then, Kate Middleton here, a Democrat. This is great. Actually, this is funny. Democrat Senator Chris Murphy deletes a tweet because he was complaining that he was bumped off CNN because of Kate Middleton's cancer. Oh, how dare she get cancer? I'm coming on fake news CNN. Don't you know who I am? I'm a U.S. Senator. I'm a Democrat. I think that's hysterical. The Rhode Island Democrat was to appear on CNN to talk about Obamacare, and he got mad because somebody got cancer. I'm sorry, did her cancer ruin your appearance? Did her cancer ruin your day? Well, sir, at least you don't have cancer. You killed her. You're killing her. You gave her your cancer. And then here's another one from, I think that's hysterical. He got mad. He complained about her cancer bumping him, and then he deleted it. I love this. I love laughing at the spectacle of this crap. I'll say it again. I don't want her any ill will on her, and I think it's a news story. How's that? I'm really saying I think it's a news story, but it's not like a freaking interrupt the gosh darn live broadcast for this crap. Oh, we go live. This is a live video. Hello, I'm sitting on a park bench. I have cancer. Thank you. And then afterwards, oh my gosh, she has cancer. It's historic. People. What is this? Hello, I have cancer. Goodbye. Then we have celebrities. I cannot wait to read to you all the celebrities and what they said with her while she was in hiding, if you will, for several weeks, attacking her, like by picking on her, if you will, or making fun of her. And then all the righteous turds out there attacking the celebrities today. She had cancer! How dare you! So a couple of questions for you at 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Do you think our media overreacted to this news of Princess Kate having cancer? Did it annoy you? And because they went so far over the top of this, like Fox News was like talking about it live for like a half hour. I'm like, would you stop? Would you stop? I got it. Right? Come on. Oh my gosh, it was such a tune out. And then so that's one thing. Do you think our media overreacted to this news of Princess Kate having cancer? Should it be just, quote, another news story, as I contend? Should it be just another news story in America, or is this really that big of a deal to you? And do you think, I love this question, do you think the celebrities who openly mocked Princess Kate for being missing for weeks owe her an apology? Ooh. People are going to say, you gave her cancer. It was you that you're mocking gave her cancer. There was no cancer. It was a simple stomach surgery, but they opened her up. They found cancer because you gave it to her. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. And then there's this headline from the Daily Mail. This is where I'm yelling at my computer when I see this. How to tell your children you have cancer after Kate Middleton revealed shock diagnosis. What is this? I need the Daily Mail to tell me how to tell my kids I have cancer. Because Kate Middleton revealed today she has cancer. And it took her and William time to explain everything to their children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, in a way that's appropriate for them. I mean, dude, you think they could have told them before this? Again, I honestly don't care about them per se in this. I care. I hope she gets better. I'm just saying. But, like, why are we being told all this stuff? Or am I the only one that just thinks this is dumb and over the top? 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Okay, American celebrities who poked fun at Kate's time away and spread conspiracy theories as she announces her shock cancer diagnosis. Breaking news just coming in right now, by the way. She still has cancer. Just got that in a second ago. She still has the cancer as of right now. Okay. American celebrities poke fun at Kate, and now they're being attacked by people. Do you think these celebrities owe Princess Kate an apology? Kim Kardashian, Blake Lively, Andy Cohen, John Oliver all joked about it. Kim Kardashian said, "On my way to go find Kate." 2 days ago, apparently. Andy Cohen said, "That ain't Kate," with a picture of her, and remember that one that was doctored? That was hysterical, and the Associated Press had to tell everybody to pull the picture because it's fake. That was great. You have to admit that, wasn't that great? Blake Lively, I'm so excited to share this new photo I just took today to announce our 4 new products for some booze drinking product. Now you know why I've been MIA. Okay, so that's, I guess, making fun of her. And then John Oliver wondering what's going on with Kate Middleton. And then some kind of a tweet on that. Here's these people attacking her. Now, this is what I love. Some woman tweets out or whatever. Now the news is out that she's undergoing chemotherapy. A mother of 3 little ones having to share that news with them. You should be ashamed. Another person. You have now bullied someone suffering from cancer. Another, think you can consider changing the caption now? Another one, she has cancer, with a line for the smile instead of a smile. Another one says, now you probably feel not so funny. And then another one says, take it down. You're the woman who hid behind her pregnancies. Baby's gender and names all protect your privacy. Now you're mocking hers. Get a clue or some class. Preferably both. Won't be buying anything you're hawking. Another one says, I can't believe this is still up. Maybe hit the delete button. Another one said, I wonder if Blake Lively is still going after Catherine, Princess of Wales, after hearing that she, a devoted mom of 3 children, has been battling. You were the only one of this generation of actors that I was rooting for. Mean girls always show their colors. You are wrong. All right, 2 more, and then we'll move on here. But I think this is so funny. These people getting all mad. I don't think they owe an apology to you. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Do you think so, Producer Garrett? I don't think so. Go ahead. If the joke's after she came out. Okay, see, that's exactly right. If the joke came out after she had cancer, that's where you got to apologize. The joke was before. It's obviously that they messed up the way they handled this. They could have said she's got a serious illness. We're going to release it in the near future. Something. Nothing for weeks. They don't have to apologize for anything. These people make me sick that attack these celebrities. I don't care if you're a celebrity or not. You're attacking the fact that there's no communication, so you can speculate about whatever. And they should, especially with the fake pictures. Dude, that was all ridiculous. So as far as I'm concerned, they owe no apology. They can say, you know what, if it was me and I did that, I would tweet out today, sorry to hear about a diagnosis, hope she's doing okay. But I wouldn't apologize for what I did, because you didn't know it was anything like cancer. Another one said, so many people owe the Princess of Wales and her family a huge apology for treating her absence like a game of hide and seek, making up ridiculous lies. And then Kim Kardashian, one person says, is it still funny? Shame on you. No empathy, no respect. You should give an apology to the Prince of Wales. Shame. Get out of here, turds. Okay, up next. We're going to hit the Trump civil judgment, because by Monday we're going to find out if he's got the money or not. Did you hear what he put today on True Social about having $500 million cash? We got so much more. The Associated Press, though, of all people, because they're total leftists, woke leftists, they dug through 70 years of case law to see if there's ever been a judgment like this in the state of New York ever. Wait till you hear what they found. Next. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. Listen to the left. They are just so gaga over removing Trump from his businesses and making him bankrupt and all sorts of stuff. It is insane.
Donald John Trump is broke and begging for money. Carry the 3, just get her to carry the... Is Letitia James going to go, put a chain on Trump Tower?
And I can't wait to see the chains on Trump Tower, actually, on 5th Avenue. I'm, kind of excited about it.
They can even seize his plane. I vote for that. I can think of nothing more delightful.
He's going to say, you're cheating me. You're trying to destroy me by not getting the right price. Well, go find your own buyer then, Donald.
Now he's down to 10 revivals in Florida. Maybe he'll be selling blessed oil before this is over.
That's pretty messed up, isn't it? Do you think that the average people think like this? Do you think that that these MSNBC and liberal Democrat commentators that are, mocking Trump or saying it's a great case and all this stuff and let him pay for it? How about that one guy that says he can sell his own businesses and find a higher bidder? Why would a man look for? Why would a man shop around for business owners for the highest deal to sell his business that he thinks he's been wronged about, and he's appealing? I'm gonna find the highest bidder so I can sell what I don't want to sell, because even though I might win on an appeal in a month, you know what I'm saying? This is obscene. This is like killing somebody without an appeal, death penalty. I mean, that's what this is. It's the death penalty of a man's companies and ability to do business. The AP, actually, the Associated Press is obviously a far left, hijacked by the climate crap and the BLM crap. Literally, they get donations from massive billionaire groups that influence their coverage and how they cover things in those regards. But even they can be right sometimes. And they just released today an analysis of 70 years of similar cases in New York. And out of all 70 cases they found since 1972 or 73, when this law was passed, in 72, Actually, it was in the 70s sometime when they passed it, I believe. But since it was passed, they found no big business that was threatened with a shutdown without showing obvious victims and major losses. There has never been any big business shut down or threatened with a shutdown unless they had a major obvious victims and major losses. There were none here. Deutsche Bank is who they allege that he defrauded by lying and inflating his assets, but that's what everybody does. You hear apolitical Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank screaming today. He was screaming today on Fox. He was on Laura Ingram's show this evening, and he was like literally screaming and like saying, "This is not America. This is not America." I mean, he's freaking mad. He's a New York businessman. He has made it clear for like a year or two of appearances on Fox and even on fake news CNN that he tells all of his companies that none of them, there's no politics. I don't do politics, he says. If you want to make money, you don't do politics. You want to lose money, you take a political side. I don't. He has said that for years publicly, and now on this he says this is un-American. He's screaming about it because he's not, so he ain't making this crap up. My questions for you on this at 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Do you think Letitia James, Joe Biden, and the Democrats as a whole are purposely distorting justice to unfairly punish President Trump? And if this isn't justice to you, what is this? 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. This certainly is not justice. This is trying to destroy a man who they don't like. That's all it is. And it's not even because he's a Republican. It's because they hate this man, this one person. And this is not justice. This is third world taking down your political opponent or a leader you don't like, even though there's no basis to it. This is very scary. This is very angering, and this is very defeating, I think, to a lot of people out there. Wait till you hear coming up next. I have and a lot of our folks on our site don't like this guy at all. He used to be on Fox News all the time, but they tossed him out because he's got a lot of personal problems and public problems. But even he, as a pollster that's on, I don't know if it's, I think he's on CNN a lot now. He's not on Fox anymore. But Frank Luntz, wait till you hear what he said about Trump's chances of winning if they actually take his businesses away or take all that money away. It's fascinating to hear what this guy says. And it's not good news for Democrats if this goes through. 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Also coming up next, I've got the litany of companies and people that have been punished and shut down by these kinds of cases. And none of them are anything like Trump's case because Trump has no victims. And that's what the AP even says. And legal experts, they even say that. All that next to the Chris Crock Show, WBAP.
If the New York Attorney General starts to take his homes away, starts to seize his assets, it's all going to be on camera. Pundits are going to sit there and scream about this. This man cannot be elected. You're going to create the greatest victimhood of 2024, and you're going to elect Donald Trump.
That's pollster Frank Luntz, who is disgraced pollster as far as I'm concerned. But even he can be right about something, and I think he has a good point there. I can guarantee that guy does not want Trump to win, but he's telling what he really thinks on that, and I think he really believes that. The questions for you as we are on the precipice of what Donald Trump does. Is he going to come up with the money? Is he taking everybody for a loop? Because on Monday, he said today on Truth Social that he's got $500 million cash. He said that he has that, and that's why she put that money, her and the judge that are a joke, both of them are a disgrace, that they did that because they know what's in his bank account. But also today, the New York Post reporting that Letitia James, moved to seize Trump's assets in Westchester. He's not hitting at the New York City ones yet. $464 million interest fraud bond deadline looms. She's eyeing his Westchester golf course and Seven Springs estate as he struggles to pony up the $464 million. So she made a filing without providing the name of a specific Trump asset for a reason of doing so. Isn't this insane? You think she'd at least wait till the deadline and then do some filings? This is all stupid anyways. Jerry and Burleson, the question, by the way, for Jerry and for you is, do you think Letitia James, Joe Biden, and the Democrats as a whole are purposely distorting justice to unfairly punish President Trump? If this isn't justice to you, then what is this, really? And then I'll throw one more question in, because Trump's saying today on Truth Social he's got $500 million in the bank. Do you think Trump's going to surprise us all and just plop the money down on Monday? Or do you think he's going to let them take his properties so that he can win from it by kicking butt and taking names? Like, look what they did. Like, we don't know what he's going to do, but we know he's got a plan, don't you? We know he's got a plan. I believe he does. Jerry, I'm not going to say 4D chess, right? Like those stupid idiots out there. Oh, 4D, get out of here. But I think he has a plan. Jerry, you're on News Talk 820 WBAP and now on FM 93.3. And you're, of course, in Burleson. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Chris.
Hello.
Thanks for having me on. But, yeah, I mean, I believe he should put all his money up if he has it. He'll get it back, hopefully, if they don't try to kill him first. But that's part of the agenda of trying to destroy this country. I mean, he's in a way, and they can't allow that to happen for him to bring this country back up, to any kind of decent standard, because they have to destroy, this country. I mean, that's what their agenda is in order to bring in the one world order. I mean, we're the only country in the world that's just standing in the way with that.
Do you think that? I mean, there was a guy, I can't remember his name. There's some real high-profile black Democrat who's friends with Obama, and some business guy, very successful, I think, billionaire business guy, black guy. I can't remember his name, but he was on Cavuto's show, and I don't like Cavuto at all, really, but nonetheless, I caught the tail end of it, waiting for the 5 to kick in, and actually, this black businessman who was besties with Obama kind of a thing was saying that this is really bad. Like, he said, this is bad. This looks bad. This is bad. It shouldn't be done. I thought that was interesting that he was saying that, because he's definitely not on our side. You also see other Democrats saying this too, but I don't think you have enough. So do you think they realize what they're doing here is going to backfire most likely?
No, they're too stupid to realize that. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be on board with trying to destroy Trump. I mean, they know that eventually it's going to destroy this country. We know that. Okay. They're literally mortgaging our country or destroying it, honestly, that it'll collapse in the future to score points on something. They're literally prostituting out our country piece by piece. Yeah, but I mean, it's already written in the Bible, right? It says that there's going to be a one world order, and everything's in place now, and they just have to destroy this country in order to, bring it down to third world level. That's why they're letting all the illegals come into this country. They're going to help destroy it. All right. So the last question I wanted to say: do you think what do you think Trump's going to do on Monday? What do you think he's going to do versus what they're going to do? Well, I hope he pays up if he has to, but no, I mean it'd be kind of dumb to put up your properties and everything else, because it's worth a lot more than what. One of the things I heard Charlie Gasparino or somebody else say on one of the Fox News shows, that I think it was Charlie Gasparino that said that all of Trump's properties and businesses like that are all in limited partnerships and stuff, and that to untangle that, to be able to sell it off, is going to be a nightmare. And you can't sell off somebody else's property, or if they're co-owners. So maybe he's withdrawing the ability to pay so that she can take his assets. But that's a big gamble. Jerry, I appreciate your call. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. What do you think Trump will do on Monday? That's going to be the big story on Monday, how that goes down. And what do you think he will do? Do you think he's already got a plan? He's going to whip down the money? I mean, today he said he's got $500 million in cash, but he did not say he was going to give it to her. And he said that's how they set the $464 million judgment, knowing that that's what he has in the bank, supposedly. Mark Cuban is certainly not a fan of Trump's, and he said that in a response to Democrat Ted Lieu out of California, who was saying, yeah, you're a real billionaire. You don't even have the money to pay. And Cuban's basically said in a nice way to him, he's like, you're an idiot. Billionaires don't have liquid money. They have it all tied up, because otherwise you're an idiot with your money, and we wouldn't be a billionaire most likely, because you're not making any money.
He explained it in financial way that I don't really understand fully, but it's billionaire 101. And it's morons like Ted Lieu and Letitia James and Judge Arthur and Goron who have no idea what they're doing when they play with somebody else's livelihood, money, and companies. Another thing, my buddy Eric Erickson, conservative blogger and such, says very, very few bond companies and insurance companies on the entire planet are able to cover the costs of Trump's appeal, this bond. And there's about 30 of them is what I heard on Fox, by the way. And he says, my friend says, he knows for sure that at least one company has refused to work with Trump because of his politics, which further limits his options. And as you know, Chubb, which is a giant insurer and such, they caught heat for providing the $100 million bond for that loon, what's her name, E. Jean Carroll, who said rape is sexy. Most people think rape is sexy, and says she was raped by him, but she said most people think rape is sexy. And then in the middle of that interview, after saying that, what's his name, Anderson Cooper looked at her like, are you are you nuts? What? And then he's like, okay, I think we're gonna go to a break, and he said, You're fascinating. She remember that show? I can play it for you when we come back. And she looked at him and said, "You're fascinating." And he kind of chuckled. He didn't know what to do with that, and they went to break. So that loon, Chubb, backed his bond on that for $100 million, and Chubb got attacked by idiots who hate Trump. He's not allowed to have any justice. He's not allowed to have any protection that we're all afforded under the law as citizens. It's just vile. Okay, now you heard about Truth Social, the $3.5 billion windfall Trump may get. I'll tell you about that in a second. But here we go. The Associated Press looked at 70 years of similar cases in New York State, like Trump's, and they found that Trump is the only big business that they found that was threatened with a shutdown without showing obvious victims and major losses. Some legal experts, the Associated Press says, worry if the New York judge does go ahead with the penalty, this penalty in a final ruling expected on Monday. It could make, or at least when it's due, it could make it easier for courts to wipe out companies in the future. This sets a horrible precedent, says a New York real estate lawyer who once sued a Trump condo building, so he's not a friend of Trump's. The AP's review of 150 cases reported in legal databases found that in dozens of cases calling for in a dozen cases calling for dissolution, victims and losses were a key factor. Now, I'm going to give you like 4 businesses that they cite that were hit, but none of them are like Trump's case. There's actually real victims and people were bilked. Robert Mesquite, we're going to take your call coming up next. I want to hear from you next, plus your call at 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. So your call is next, and I'll give you the details on this story, and you'll hear that crazy E. Jean Carroll, who we had to produce a $100 million bond for, next.
You don't feel like a victim?
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Mm. Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
Mm. We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
There you go. That's the moron, the crazed lunatic who thinks that we all think that rape is sexy, a fantasy. Wow. Okay. So Chubb Corporation came up with $100 million for that bond because that's what they do. And they got attacked. And in fact, so much so the CEO had to release a letter and all sorts of stuff. So this is just terrible. By the way, there's new video that I have on my Twitter feed. It's horrifying. You see all these bodies in body bags being laid out there by the Russian authorities. There's like 200 police cars and ambulances out in front of the building and everything. It's horrifying, and it's ISIS there. And Boy, do we need to be armed and be careful here and watch what's going on. Robert Mesquite, you've called in at 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227 about Letitia James, Joe Biden, and Democrats as a whole. Do you think they're purposely distorting justice to unfairly punish President Trump? Did you hear that Joe Biden joked behind the scenes at a fundraiser yesterday, saying that a guy came up to me and said he was broke, can I help you? And he said, sorry, Donald, I'm not going to help you. So he literally is having all this done from his office. You know, these DAs, there was a DA from, there was a legal guy from the Biden team that they sent into Georgia for Big Fannie Willis, Big Fannie. And there was another one they sent over to New York for this. This is all rigged. It's all by the Democrat Party. Then Joe jokes about what he's doing to his opponent. Robert Mesquite, you're on News Talk 820 WBAP now on FM at 93.3. Hey, Robert.
Hey, Chris, former First Baptist alumni under Dr. Criswell.
Well, there you go. Good. Welcome.
Glad to talk to you. Hey, do you think that I heard today that Donald Trump could possibly get quite a bit of money from this if he goes public on an issue he's got going?
True Social, yeah, he'll reportedly get as much as $3.5 billion, but right now it's a 6-month wait to get that payout. Also, they can say it's worth trillions, but like with Musk.
Oh my God.
No, but they can say it's worth billions or trillions. But Musk, he has a 60% ownership stake in True Social. And I hope he gets $3.5 billion when they go public here. They were allowed to go public, so now it's a 6-month wait before it does. The board can vote to do it immediately, so that Trump will get his money sooner. But that doesn't mean it'll sell for that, because just like Elon Musk found out with Twitter, what he paid and what it's worth is not the same. Yeah. So we don't know how that's going to go down, but that's not going to help him for the deadline of Monday.
Oh, my God. Hey, could I ask you one quick question?
Yeah.
Listen, I hope nobody thinks that those Biden administration is just going to lay it over if they lose this election, because they got a plan in mind. I hope our Republican Party has a plan in mind.
I don't have confidence in our party. I don't. I'm glad that Trump kicked out Ronald McDaniel, and I'm glad that Laura Trump's in there, because now you have a direct linkage to him and a direct responsibility to him. And he is the party, whether you like it or not, whether others like it or not. He is the party. And the upheaval in the House we saw today with another freaking guy from Wisconsin, this guy from northern Wisconsin, saying he's out early is. I mean, we have a one vote margin. So this is a turmoil and upheaval in the House from, I believe, a Trump-heavy people. And my only hope is that he knows what he's doing and that they can get these seats filled, because for these elections. Because if they don't, we're screwed. We're going to lose the House and possibly the Senate. I mean, this is just bad.
Yes, sir. But I hope there's not any physical violence at the end of it, because they can't afford to lose the power. If they do, that's the end of communism in this country, in the White House.
Well, we'll see.
They got no place to go.
Robert, I appreciate your call. We have 4 lines open, 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. That's 800-288-WBAP. Okay. Now, the Associated Press reviewed 150 cases reported in legal databases. They found that 12 cases calling for dissolution, victims and losses were key factors, though. It was victims and losses that called for this. Never anything like Trump. They've never seen anything like this ever in 70 years of review. Breast cancer nonprofit shut down a dozen years ago for using nearly $9 million in donations to pay for salaries, perks, and expenses instead of funding mammograms and research and help for survivors as promised. A private equity firm faking big investment success also closed down for stealing millions from investors. Mental health facilities shuttered for looting $4 million from public funds. A phony psychologist who sold dubious treatments. A fake lawyer who sold false claims that he can get students into law school. A businessman who marketed financial advice but instead swindled people. None of these are Trumps. They even say that none of them are Trumps. It's bad. It's a horrible precedent. Their lawyer they interviewed that they use as an expert, New York real estate lawyer. So there's your evidence. Even they're figuring it out. Steve in Alvarado, you're on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Hey, Steve.
How you doing? I was wondering two or three things. Number one, Texas has a frivolous lawsuit act where you can go to a judge and just have a court dismiss a case if it's frivolous. And when you win in Texas, you're allowed to take your attorney's costs and court fees and present them to the court and get reimbursed by
the other side will, if they bring a frivolous lawsuit and they lose, you can collect.
So will Trump have an opportunity, you think?
I don't know if New York has one.
Well, wouldn't that be a federal law?
I don't know. Well, this is a Texas law you speak of. I don't know if there's a federal law.
Yeah.
But
he can. Aren't they really risking a lot? Because he will rip them open if he gets to take all of his attorney's fees.
Well, the problem, I don't think he's going to get back. But the problem is, unfortunately, based on what little I know, it's my guess. But the problem really is that whether he wins or not, I think the problem is what's going to happen Monday, and will he ever get that back? Are they going to sell his properties, and will he ever be able to get it back?
But if they do sell it, sell his properties, he wins a case, they're even more deeply in debt.
Yeah, I know. This is a disaster, and it's of their own making. Yeah. Steve, I appreciate your call. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. One last point here. The state certificates needed to run many of Trump's New York companies should be revoked. The companies turned over to a receiver who will manage the dissolution of them, is what the horrible judge Ngoran said. The judge left unclear, the AP said, is what he meant by dissolution, whether that referred to liquidation of the companies that control properties or the properties themselves. In a worst case, as interpreted by legal experts, the judge Ngoran could decide dissolution means stripping the real estate mogul of not only his New York holdings, such as Trump Tower and 40 Wall Street skyscraper, but his Mar-a-Lago club in Florida, a Chicago hotel, and other properties. I mean, that would be insanity, and I mean, this is bad. There's nothing to look at this in any way but really bad. So we'll keep following this. Monday, of course, we're all over it on the Chris Crock Show. Coming up next, the eclipse is coming, right? And all this insane panic about the stupid eclipse. I just saw today they're closing down all these schools because of the eclipse. Are we going over the top in this? Do you really think it's going to be as bad as all of our news is saying? I mean, this is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is this is very lame to me. But we'll talk about that coming up next. Maybe I'm wrong.